All right. Well, welcome to today's workshop. Today's workshop is preparing for virtual networking and mentorship night, presented by the Career Development and Alumni Engagement Office at CSUCI. My name is Sherilyn, and I am the Assistant Director at the Career Center. This workshop is all about helping you prepare for tomorrow's virtual and networking mentorship night. So a little bit about our outcomes for our time together today. My hope is by the end of today that you will learn the basics of networking, that you'll be able to articulate the importance of networking, and you'll gain more confidence in networking. So tomorrow's event is happening from 5:30 to 7, as I mentioned, via Zoom. And what that is it's geared towards nonprofit and social service industry focused individuals. So we've got a variety of mentors from these different fields. I will actually show you the mentors that are attending, and you will have the opportunity to participate in an alumni panel with our mentors, and then afterwards attend breakout rooms with them where you can ask questions and network with them and get to know them a little bit better. These are our panelists who will be attending. We've got Angel, Renee, Caitlin, Martha, and Gabrielle. As I mentioned, each of our individuals represent a different area. You can take a look at their majors here and what companies they work for. So you'll again have an opportunity for about 30 minutes to break out into a Zoom room with them after the panel question portion of the night. So come asking any questions you have for them. We were just going to talk about what networking is. So it's cultivating and maintaining relationships. It's typically beneficial for both parties. What it's not is it's not just like an opportunity to schmooze or kind of fester or bother someone, right? You're kind of doing it with a purpose. Like, yes, any really opportunity to meet someone is an opportunity to network, but you don't want to use it for a purpose to ask for a job. You want to use it for a purpose of like beneficial for both parties. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in our workshop. All right, so let's talk about the importance of networking. How many of you have heard about the hidden job market? So essentially, this picture on the screen is a really good representation of like the hidden job market. So essentially, there are the jobs that are posted and the jobs that are advertised, right? And like you can see from this photo that those are the jobs that are above water. But below water is what we call the hidden job market. And 70 to 80% of jobs are advertised on the hidden job market. And what that means is they learn about it through referrals, through word of mouth, through people that they know. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Several of my positions that I learned about either from a colleague, from somebody that I knew, or from perusing around LinkedIn and somebody posting it on their LinkedIn profile, or just as a referral from like a friend, talking to a friend. Most of the positions that I've been involved in the last few years have come through the hidden job market. So it's really important to network because when you network, that kind of opens up the opportunity for the hidden job the hidden job market. And there are many ways to network. There's something called the 6 degrees of separation, which essentially means like you're 6 people away from who you want to know, meaning you know people and they know people and they know people, right? So through that kind of networking web, you're 6 people away from who you want to know. And so the hidden job market is all about finding out about opportunities that are maybe not open to the public. And that happens through networking. That happens through, potentially finding a mentor in the field or, someone that you build a relationship with through networking in your field, right? They're going to tell you about those opportunities. And if something comes along that's a good fit for you, they might share that with you. And another good reason to network is you're going to learn about your industry and you're going to learn about potential challenges in the industry, et cetera. So you'll get to kind of gain some of that experiential learning experience through talking to someone who's already in the field. So I'm going to share a video right now about the 3 bones of networking. It's about a 10-minute video.
And it was mixed emotions. On one side, I was elated to graduate from the #1 academic institution in the country. I was excited. On the other end, and we have some college graduates here, to graduate unemployed kind of hurts your gut a little bit. But it raised some questions. And I could remember one of my good friends giving me a book. and the book changed my perspective. The book was Never Eat Alone by Keith Ferrazzi. It talked about his journey, his professional journey, as he used networking and building relationships to not only grow professionally, but personally. So I thought to myself, if it could work for him, maybe I should try it. So the next 6 months I did, and the results were amazing. Instead of looking for jobs, instead of reaching out, jobs were coming to me. JP Morgan, NCAA, Princeton University. I was amazed. I was excited for myself, but more so, it raised the question in my mind. How was I getting these results? And number two, why aren't our academic institutions, why aren't our colleges and our high schools teaching young people this very important skill set? This inspired me. So I went back to my alma mater and I wanted to tell my friends. Profound Ivy was a program that was a passion project, but it grew to so much more. And over the course of 3 years, I wanted to teach these principles of networking to young people just like me, so that when graduation comes, they wouldn't experience that same feeling. Over the course of 3 years, results were great. Over 90% of the students that were in Profound Ivy landed their dream internship or their dream job at the end of the year. College undergraduates rather, they understand the principles of networking. But how can we take this ever so important detail and apply it to young people? I thought long and hard. A year goes by, and I go to Compton, California, and I'm asked to teach networking to students. Of course, I say it's great. Catch. Now they're elementary students. You guys laugh because you understand there's a little bit of a different pace there. I remember the first time I walked in the classroom, and I'm thinking to myself, how do you teach this complex topic, but ever so important to young people? So I asked the crowd, and I say, does anybody have a dream? And a young man by the name of Alejandro, he's about 4 feet tall, but his arm shot to the sky. He said, I have a dream. I said, Alejandro. And he stood up, and he said, my dream is to be a lacrosse coach, like my lacrosse coaches. And I said, okay, he has a dream. And I thought to myself, this is important here. He knew something. There was some conviction there. So I want to share with you what I believe can be incredibly important for young people. How do we teach young people the principles of networking? 3 bones to networking. 3 simple bones. And you guys all know this. We all know this. It's common sense, but sometimes common sense is not common practice. So the first bone of networking, wishbone. Whether you're a college graduate or you're in elementary school, what do you want? And who can help you attain that? Alejandro had it. He wanted to be a lacrosse coach, and he knew that he had to reach out to a lacrosse community to take that very next step. Bone number 2, jawbone. Now there's 2 components to a jawbone: competency and humility. Competency and humility. Competency. Do you know what you're talking about? Have you done your research? One of the reasons I believe Profound Ivy was so good at producing results was because before students would reach out, we made sure that they did research on their industry, and then their company, and then the department, and then the position, and then the individual. So before they began to network, they had so much extensive knowledge, but by the time they opened their mouths, people were intrigued to hear what they had to say. The other part of that jawbone, humility. You could know everything in the world, but if people don't like you, they will not help you. One simple part of humility is this: and I'm wearing his shoes. These are Gary Vee shoes, and he has his principle that he says, and it's 51-49. Whenever we make a relationship and we're trying to connect with someone, it's usually 50-50. But in networking, if we can learn how to be the 51, if we can learn how to give more, if every time we reach out to someone, we could look and say, what is it that they're looking for and how can I help? It puts us in a position to succeed. And last but not least, my favorite, the last bone that we need to network is the backbone. Persist, persist, persist. The most common word in networking is the word no. You'll hear it over and over again. I like to tell students this story, and I'll tell it to you the same way. I wanted to become an author. I had no idea how to begin. Very simple formula, and I wanted to follow my own advice. I wanted to reach out to 10 authors who wrote in the particular area that I wanted to write in. I read 10 of their books. At the end of their book, I saw their email. I reached out to the 10 authors. Of the 10 authors I reached out to, 2 replied to me. Of the 2 that got back to me, 1 responded, and he was a best-selling author, and I'm so excited, and I opened the email, and it says, good luck. But there was one guy, a guy by the name of Adam, someone who I still talk to this day. Adam called me. Adam spoke to me on the phone for 3 hours. Adam taught me how to market a book, how to publish a book, how to write chapter by chapter. And at the end of our call, Adam told me, call me when you finish chapter 1. Powerful. Powerful. Through networking. Through networking. That was my passion, to become an author, and networking got me there. The reason why I believe these 3 bones to networking is so crucial in today's world is because young people have to understand this is a skill set. I envision a time where networking is taught just like math, just like reading, just like writing. Because in the 21st century, I truly believe that networking is the currency of our age today. An individual who has the ability to make connections with one another, you'll always be in a place where you can progress, where you can go forward. Skill sets are okay, right? Most people think of networking as a skill set. But I hope with today, and I hope going forward, that we can start to teach younger people that networking is also a skill set, but it's also a mindset. The people to your left and your right can help you in ways you couldn't possibly imagine. So if any of you know young people, and you're saying, what do you want to teach them? 3 bones to networking. Wishbone. State what you want. Jawbone. Ask with competency and humility. And last but not least, backbone. Persist, persist, persist. Thank you, guys.
And so for those of you who are here in the beginning of the workshop, we talked about kind of like it being a mutual relationship. So it's not just about what you get from the person, right? It's what you can give too. So like every holiday, you want to say happy holidays and maybe send like a holiday card, or if an article comes up that you saw and you thought that maybe that person would enjoy, like, hey, I read this article and I thought you might be interested, just wanted to share, right? So it's kind of that mutual collaborative relationship, right? I really like this video because he basically kind of talks about networking in a nutshell and what it is and how beneficial it is. So hopefully you enjoyed watching that video too. And a lot of what we're going to talk about today has to do with kind of those 3 bones of networking that he mentions in his video. So let's keep going. And I want to talk about tips to make the most of the night, not only tomorrow night for tomorrow's networking night, but also other networking events, because you're going to come across a lot of opportunities to network. And so how do you make those networking events successful, and how do you make the most of them? So kind of like, what we heard in the video, first of all, be clear on your goal. What is it that you want to learn? What is it that you want to take away? And who do you want to talk to while you're there? So kind of strategize ahead of time, in your mind, my goal is that I definitely want to go meet with XYZ and I want to find out more about their career path. And I want to find out more about what recommendations they have for students in social services, right? So think about that before coming in. And a part of doing that is preparing questions that you want to know ahead of time from our alumni or from mentors or from whoever's going to be at the event that you're attending. Be ready to take notes on what you learned. And if possible, tomorrow's event is virtual. So tomorrow I do encourage you, if possible, to have your cameras on so that you can really engage with the different mentors who are there. They really are on the Zoom because they want to help you be successful. And dress to impress. So I recommend wearing business attire. You can never make a first impression. You never know, who you're going to meet and what that could lead to in the future, right? I'll give you an example. One of my first jobs was as a student assistant in college. Not my first job, but one of my first jobs. And that was back in 2009. In 2015, I was hired to work at the same organization, but this time in a professional role. So I came back years later, and my student assistant position back when I was in college led me to that position and that career. So you just never know, right? So you can never make a first impression. So as we saw in the video, it's really important to prepare and do your research. So how do you do that? Google the company that the professional works at. Join industry-related groups on LinkedIn that are relevant, to the company, to the organization, to types of positions you're looking for. And visit the company's website. Check out their About Us section. Check out the career section. Glassdoor.com is another great one where you can go and learn about different companies. Are they in the news? Check out their social media. Use the LinkedIn alumni tool. So we have a LinkedIn alumni tool on LinkedIn where you can look up CSUCI. Tomorrow, all of the alumni who will be there are from CSUCI. They're graduates. So take a look at the LinkedIn alumni tool. Take a look at the CI graduates who will be there tomorrow night and do some prep work, to check out their LinkedIn profiles. It might give you something to talk to them about tomorrow. Along with that, review their education, their work history, their volunteer positions. Basically, take a look at their profile, right? Do you have anything in common with them? Try to find out what you have in common. It might be, again, a discussion point for tomorrow night. Do they have their own website? You could also connect with them on LinkedIn by sending them a personalized message. I'll show you how to do that a little bit later. Or you can wait until after you meet them tomorrow night and then follow up a few days later with a personalized message and a LinkedIn connection request. But in addition to researching the alumni, research the company that they work for. So what does the organization do? What's their mission? What's their values? Who are their leaders and why was the organization started? Do they have competitors? Where are they located? Do they hire college interns? Do they have open positions? Kind of have that information ahead of time so that you're familiar with the company and their brand. Part of doing research is coming in with your own questions and having your own questions prepared. So here is a list of questions that you can also ask the employer or the alumni tomorrow night or any, kind of networking event. You can ask about their career path. You can ask about, did they have a mentor and what was the most helpful information their mentor shared with them? What do they enjoy most about their job? You can ask what the typical day looks like, the types of projects they work on. Are there any podcasts they recommend that you listen to? Any professional organizations or journals that they recommend for you? And there's a ton of other questions that you can see here on the slide that you can ask as well. So you're welcome to take a picture of this slide. You can even ask them what's the best career advice you've ever received. So having a few questions prepared. And what's nice is that on our website, you can see which alumni are attending tomorrow night. So you can tailor your questions to those alumni. Remember that it is a conversation. So they might ask you some questions as well. So be ready to share your elevator pitch. Be ready to talk about things that you're proud of accomplishing at CI. Be ready to talk about your major and what you're studying and what you're interested in. If you have your own career goals, be ready to talk about that. They might want to know about classes you're taking, if you're interested in internships or involved in one, any volunteer experience, clubs you're part of. Be ready to talk about your strengths. So it's very conversational. It's not going to look like an interview. It's going to look more like a conversation and get to know you in a little bit more casual in that way. But it's still a first impression and it's still networking. So it's still a professional conversation, but it's going to be a lot more organic, a lot more natural, right? They're not talking to you to interview you. They're talking to you to get to know you and to help you out and to network with you and potentially be a mentor in the future. Essentially, the idea behind the elevator pitch is if you walked into the elevator and the CEO of your dream company or dream organization was in the elevator with you, like, what are you going to say to that person? And you basically want to give like a 30 to 60-second pitch about yourself, kind of like you just mentioned, introducing yourself, a brief introduction to your background, and kind of, what it is that you would bring value to or why you are interested in them, etc. Right. And so this, the reason I bring up the elevator pitch is because you will use your elevator pitch in every networking event you attend, right? In some shape or form, you are going to introduce yourself. The other time when the elevator pitch comes up is in that tell me about yourself question in an interview, right? We've all been asked in some shape or form in an interview, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, right? And the answer to that is essentially your elevator pitch. And so that's something I do recommend having prepared for tomorrow is your elevator pitch. I encourage you to start drafting an elevator pitch. It only needs to be about 30 to 60 seconds of introducing yourself. And, again, a brief snapshot of who you are, a brief snapshot of, what you've done in the past, and then connecting it back to them somehow. So you can say, hi, my name is Sherilyn. I'm currently a career counselor at CSUCI. I am really excited to meet with you today. I saw on your LinkedIn profile that you do XYZ. Some of my experience in the past is related, where I actually worked at other career centers as a career counselor. I'd love to find out a little bit more about your career path and what you did. So notice how I connected it back to them somehow. So usually that very last piece, you've got the introduction in the middle, a brief snapshot of your past, and that very last part is connecting it to them somehow, whether it's the organization you're applying to, or the person that you're networking with tomorrow, or how you bring value, but you're kind of connecting it to them somehow, okay? All right. So now that you know a little bit about how to network and how to prepare for tomorrow, I want to talk to you a little bit about what to do after the event. So after the event, it's really important to stay in touch because what we don't want to happen is that you meet these 6 alumni and then that's it, right? The whole point of it is to potentially stay in touch with them, potentially have someone as a mentor or future people that you can connect with in your field of interest, right? So when you're there tomorrow night, you can ask the alumni, is it okay if I add you to my LinkedIn profile? Can I connect with you on Dolphin Connect? Dolphin Connect is on our website. It is our online hub where you can connect with alumni mentors from our university. So that's another resource for you that I encourage you to take a look at on our website, Dolphin Connect. And you can say, thanks so much for taking the time to talk to me today. Would it be okay if I reach out on an update on my progress or if I have any questions in the future? I do encourage you, just like you would attend a job fair or just like you would attend an interview, to send a thank you message within 24 hours of the event. And you can email that to them. So if they say yes, it's totally okay for you to connect. Either send them a thank you message on LinkedIn or send them an email thanking them and letting them know, it was so nice to meet you at CSUCI's alumni mentoring event. I just want to say I really appreciate our conversation. I was hoping to add you to my LinkedIn network. Whatever it is, you do want to personalize the email that you send. You can mention something that really stood out to you in the event or in your conversation, or you can use it as a time to ask a follow-up question, but personalize your message to them. It'll also help them remember who you are. And then stay in touch. So as I mentioned, and as the video mentioned, try to go for that 51-49 approach, right? Where you're giving 51%. So like, if you read something in the future that might be of interest to them, send that article their way. Reach out and say happy holidays when the holiday season comes around, or happy Thanksgiving, or I hope you're doing well. Just wanted to say hello and let you know kind of on my progress and where I'm at, with school, whatever it is, but you're kind of staying in touch and keeping them updated on your progress as well. You can also ask them, is there anybody else that you recommend I reach out to who might have, some additional insights that they can share. Remember that this is an opportunity for you to continue to build your skills. Also, we have LinkedIn Learning. So if there's something that you want to continue to learn, or if the alumni suggests, that you gain a skill in a particular area, we do have LinkedIn Learning, which is a free tool for you as a CI student. You just log in through your MyCI portal, and it's an online asynchronous tool where you can earn a certification in a particular kind of subject area. I also encourage you to join any relevant clubs at CSUCI that you hear about, or that maybe a professional mentor and alumni recommends in the field. It's a great way, again, to get some experience and to test things out and see if you like it. Ask your professors about professional organizations that you can join. So don't just stop at the event tomorrow. There are many ways to network: joining clubs, joining professional associations, all of those, attending other industry-related events, attending events related to your major. All of those are ways to network. There are so many opportunities to network, so don't just use tomorrow as like your only opportunity, okay? I wanted to show you some sample messages and LinkedIn responses, LinkedIn requests. So like if you met with a mentor tomorrow night or an alumni tomorrow night, and you wanted to follow up with them via LinkedIn, which I do recommend doing, you can send them a LinkedIn request, and you can say something along the lines of, "Dear so-and-so, it was so great to meet you at the CSUCI Virtual Networking and Mentoring Night. I had a great time chatting with you about," and then mention something that you talked about. "I'd love to stay connected and add you to my professional network on LinkedIn. Best," and then your name. Another kind of message, personalized message, would be, "Dear, so-and-so, it was really nice meeting you at the CSUCI Virtual Networking and Mentoring Night. Your advice on applying to graduate programs was so helpful. I've actually shared your tips with the psychology club at my university. If you've got time, I'd love to meet for coffee or a video chat and hear more." So now you're kind of suggesting the possibility of meeting again, right? Potentially for an informational interview, or to pick their brain a little bit more, whatever it is. We're kind of suggesting the opportunity to kind of see them and talk to them again. And you can do this on LinkedIn, and you can do this on via email. You can also connect with them on Dolphin Connect. But I just want to kind of show you our information. If you have any further questions, here is a link to our website, and here's our phone number. You can also schedule an appointment with a career counseling professional. Right now, our appointments are through Handshake. So you would just log into Handshake from your MyCI portal. From there, you can schedule an appointment with a career counselor on anything career related, and that includes networking.